Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to, I can't believe it, to the city of Excelsior. What are we doing here? Well, we are going to take a little bit of a break because it's summer and everyone's vacations and schedules are what they are. See also Penzic. So we are going to wait to start season 3 of Echoes of the Undying until everyone is back. I believe August 17th is the expected date of that, so stay tuned for that. But we didn't want to leave you hanging for that whole time, so we are bringing you a very special episode of The Powers That Be. So, without further ado, I will turn it over to our Game Master, Patrick. Patrick, for the first time in way too long, please take us back into the world of Excelsior.
So, some time has passed since the group had, more or less literally saved the universe by taking care of Gen X's rival and sending him back to his actual job, working as the piper around the chaos that is the center of the multiverse and keeps everything working. And then things were a little crazy for a while as he took over the operation at STEM, and Crash worked as his security person, which is he's really handy for that, seeing as he can be invisible.
/ head of covert intelligence.
But then, surprisingly, Gen X handed the operation back over to their previous handler in order to take some would say, well-deserved time off. And so the group is back in their wonderful place in Crowtown in Queens, New York, enjoying themselves a nice, scorchingly hot summer day. Not that Black Ice would notice how hot it is, because 70 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever, she's still cold, because that's how she is. Although her drinks are staying warmer for approximately 2 more seconds than before, so she's happy for that. And it is a very special weekend in July because, well, it is 4th of July weekend. In fact, it is Friday, July 3rd. Most people have the day off, except, of course, for Calamity, who's working the bar over at Sunbucks, slinging drinks for all sorts of miscreants who are hanging out there. The crew is doing their usual, just, bumming around, catching up, trying to keep on top of things. Lately, not so much big supervillain activity going around town, but of course, they're still trying to get things settled in Manhattan after the disappearance of the hero who was in charge of it. Currently, whereabouts unknown, as he kind of got sucked into a dimensional rift along with the Reich-Donner. They could be anywhere. One person actually does know exactly where they are, but he's not saying, because he has a very sick sense of humor about things. And, if they're going to reappear, it's going to be at a very inopportune time when he thinks it's funny. So, also inside of the coffee shop, your good friend Hex, famously a massive soccer fan and also the source of a lot of the problems that you've been having, as the soccer fans are enjoying the fact that the FIFA conference is taking place in the United States. So the hooligans are spread all over the place, but very densely in New York. More of them have been showing up than you thought existed. And while the game's going on, they're quiet. Nobody knows where they go. They're in some bar somewhere or whatnot. And then at the end of the game, either they rush out angry and start destroying everything, or they rush out happy and start destroying everything. So it's really a no-win situation with these guys. And nobody understands whether or not their team won or lost because they behave the same way. They talk in utter nonsense rhyme schemes and stuff like that. So you just have no idea. But also hanging out inside of the coffee shop is your friend, Mr. Bill Klein, scion extraordinaire. Well, not really extraordinaire, but he's very well thought of amongst his peers. And at one point, he stops, looks over at Jack. Says, Jack, are you going over to Rikers today to teach one of your classes?
Ought to give folks the day off.
Okay.
Given it's a holiday,
One of the kids wanted to pass you a message, but if you're not going to be there, I guess I should. Anna, if you recall her, short girl,
Yeah.
bald, of course. She had some words for you. She had some sort of prediction. She's, prescient after all. That something really bad is going to take place in DC tomorrow. That really needs your attention. At the 250th USA festival. So if you guys are interested, I imagine you have time to get down there. But otherwise, it's hot out and nobody will blame you if you don't go.
No pressure at all.
Right. So how long has it been since Gen X turned STEM back over to the old guard?
So that it's been just a bit under a year, because that was the previous summer.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what Crash has been doing with himself.
As Jack has been hanging out at Rikers, watching it changing with shocking rapidity. The Adam family and the Psi community working together, they get things done fast. They have a nice new building for visiting scions to hang out in. The previous prison structures are just gone, just absent, except for the underground place where the scions now hold their super secret raves that absolutely every Adam tries to get an invite to because, well, they just like dancing.
Really not
I believe
that fun.
I believe Black Ice has been attending
going
the
to
school.
hmm Summer class all year. She's been doing. She doesn't take a break.
So yeah, she's more or less been taking a lot of a break from superhero stuff. Not entirely, though, of course. Oh, that's never a good sign. That's the Seneschal of the East giving me a call.
Okay. Do we need to take a little break?
Patrick, are we good, or do we need to take a break?
Nope, I'm good. That's what I have voicemail for.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Crash, after after control of STEM went back, I think he probably tried to stay on in some capacity for a couple of months, and they just didn't. They weren't running things the way that he liked them to be run, so he left. And I think he's been kind of chasing adrenaline since then because, I mean, he's already one of the fastest, if not the fastest person in the world. And superheroing just isn't as much of a high as it was, I guess, in the old days, of like a year ago. So I think he has been trying to find more and more crazy shit to do in whatever part of the country intrigues him at the moment.
And so how's Pa been keeping herself busy?
Working at the bodega, bouncing at night, working with the Adam kids and the kids
Science?
balls
Yeah, science.
science. Thank you. On just on being able to specifically the ones who do not really have offensive capabilities, working on teaching them some basic defense.
Oh, it's an interesting project. They're also in the middle of building a bridge that goes from Rikers to the Citadel, which takes it over part of the river and over a hunk of the Bronx. Nobody's complaining about it though, because, well, they got permits, and when you have scions around, you can get all the permits you want. It's a lot of fun that way. And the money for it just appeared out of absolutely nowhere. Somebody got a Skeevy Anonymous donation, which everyone assumes is Shift just asking Erebus for some of his money back, and which counts into absolutely untold amounts. Even though, dude lives in a kind of trashy houseboat, still moored to the side of Queens near the bridge. But when you have everything, universe is worth stuff. Really, what else do you want? So, are you guys considering taking the trip down to DC?
Ominous yet vague prophecy. What's not to love?
And if so, which
One of
which way-
y'all calls me and says, "Hey,"
Yeah,
Oh, at this point, I assume you're hanging out in the cafe, studying, as one does when you're a perpetual student.
or approaches me and says, "Hey, I just got this info."
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
I don't think anyone has seen or heard anything about Crash for probably about a month, which is concerning in its own right. Because not only has there been no contact, there have been no headlines, good or bad. And when Crash flies under the radar, you know something's wrong.
The subtle benefits of invisibility.
That's when Gene will give him a text.
And
Hey.
you have the communicators
Yeah.
made by mad scientists, so they're bound to work everywhere.
Yeah.
And Jack may have installed a secondary bypass all do not disturb functions.
So you're pinging him on the communicator?
Oh yeah. Gene like, hey, want to come out from under your rock? Apparently there's a gig down in DC. Wouldn't want to have fun without you, pal.
So Crash will sub-vocalize as low as he possibly can. Great timing. Give me a moment. And you can hear, because he'll keep the channel open just for shits and giggles. You hear there is a knock on a door, and you hear the door opening, and you hear someone say, "Excuse me, Mr. President," and then you hear that fade into the background as Crash leaves the room very quickly. There's a voice I've not heard in a while. What's going on?
Exactly sure yet. But apparently, one of Jack's little younglings has itch she just can't scratch that something's going down.
Sounds like a personal problem.
And without either of you realizing this was possible, Jack breaks in. Hey, she's 12. Ease up.
Ew.
Yes, exactly.
DC, you say?
Well, she says.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't, she does.
How remarkably
Well, if I was a suspicious paranoid type, I would think you were involved already, but
and for once you'd actually be wrong.
that
Good
is
thing-
what you would say.
Good thing you're not the paranoid type.
No, I am very trusting.
Mm-hmm. I've set myself up a nice little pad in Bethesda. I'll send you the address. Lay out some air mattresses for the crew. Find someone to sneak back past the security again. Getting tricky with time.
No, you're
I'm
good.
still
You've got
talking out
about
loud, aren't I?
a 30-second window. I would move now.
No, I meant to get back in. I'm already out.
Okay, well, ping me next time. And they haven't
An
burned that back door yet.
Like an indecisive.
Just like old times.
No, the good old days, isn't it?
And
So-
his comm goes quiet.
Okay, that's one down. So sitting in the corner, Black Ice is looking at a large volume of some extraordinarily disturbing pictures of human anatomy with all sorts of arrows pointed to things, and she's writing parts in.
Muttering to myself, the leg bone connected to the hip bone, blah blah blah. But in more technical terms. Occasionally reaching for a cup of coffee, drinking.
Jean wanders over, looks down at all of her materials and mutters, I have never needed that many syllables for anything.
You've never studied Latin.
Or apparently German.
You know, Gene, he really doesn't do multisyllabic words too much.
I kind of lean back a little, stick my foot out, and kick the chair across from me so it slides out from the table in case Jean wants to sit down.
Gene grabs it as it comes in, spins it around, and does the old.
Does the full on Riker.
Yep.
What's up?
So, looks at the materials on the table, looks back at Neva, like, how are studies?
Boring.
Oh, really? Got any projects coming up due?
Nah, not at the
Any-
moment.
Any impending major exams?
Nothing that I haven't already submitted all the work for.
Meeting with any advisors or heads of medical wings about anything?
Not this week.
And then he abruptly puts his head in his hands and his elbows on the table. So, want to follow a lead that one of Jack's kids has down in DC?
You know, it's been a while since I've fucked somebody up.
I figure you wouldn't want to lose those special abilities.
I mean, a girl does have to stay in practice.
Mm-hmm.
When do we leave?
And Jean turns around, calls out, wait, is Jack in Sunbucks too?
Yes.
Okay.
But when you look up to call out to him, you see him walking into the men's room with his hand in a specific coat pocket. And Bill Klein looks a little alarmed.
Jean turns back to Neva and is like, we'll have to wait for the itinerary to come out, but apparently there's going to be a brouhaha at the big shindig coming up in, I think tomorrow.
Fun. Fun.
Yay.
And other words that we've uttered completely
Yeah.
unassumingly.
I'm going to hold my opinions to myself. Who else have we got on board besides you and me and Jack? Everybody else joining us, or?
Well, we managed to pull Crash out from whatever he wasn't doing.
Holy fuck.
Your guess is as good as mine. Haven't heard from Paul yet.
Pa is sitting in the corner on the back of, the whole back of the booth, feet on the chair, cup of coffee in one hand, donut in the other.
This is what I get for not listening fully to the entire exposition.
That's right. We're professionals, folks. Don't try this at home.
Paul,
see-
you in on this?
Sure. I need a break from the kids, and the bodega cats because they're getting really mouthy with me lately.
Cool. So we just need Jack to come back with details, huh?
Preferably.
So Jack, hanging out in the men's room.
Yep. Is anybody coming in to check on him?
No, strangely enough.
Yep.
Fine. I get up and I just walk in. I don't even bother to knock.
Okay.
Jack, come on.
Holds out one finger. You see him by the sink looking into the mirror. He's got a rather large angular revolver in one hand and he's just loading shells into it. Closes it, does a half cock, spins the cylinder, and points it at his head. Click.
Okay, you missed this time. Let's go.
I didn't miss. You should know by now I can calculate the exact rotation of the cylinder. Just telling Heinrich here to shut the fuck up. He points to a specific part of his head and then puts the gun away.
All right. We need details. You've got the specs. That's good.
I have Jack and shit. I just have a message from Cassandra. And something about the 250th celebration. Hey, Gene, you still in contact with your teleporting friend there?
I still got his info.
Well, you know, unless
We need
you
to
want me
order
to.
one deluxe special.
No, we need transportation to DC or at least Baltimore.
I got it. And Gene reaches out. Minute passes by, gets the text back, just asking for time and location.
Well, I'm assuming later tonight because we don't know exactly when. Hey, Bill Klein, the mentalist guy. Did she give it any more details except for just something's going to happen tomorrow?
No, she didn't have any. She can see a good distance, but details I'm not so sure about. So it's just something at that fair thing or something. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, goody. Okay, so yeah. If we can get transport in about an hour, I'm assuming we're going to need to show up at least when the gates open tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem with precognitive dealing with a whole lot of quantum states. Nothing is ever 100% certain.
Bill looks at his drink and sees that it's kind of gone cold, so he holds it up and it starts boiling again. Yeah, like at best I can see a good maybe 5-10 minutes into the future. Not one of my better skills.
Yeah, well, and I can pretty much interpolate most people's behavior about 15 minutes out. So, you know.
It's been enough for me to get completely kicked out of Las Vegas, but
You two?
oh yeah. I mean, it made it worth my while. Don't get me wrong, but being chased by goons is never fun.
No, it's not. And they tend to frown on counting cards, especially if it's every card in the building.
Okay, so you guys have an hour.
How much does Gene know about the crew that's in charge in the DC area?
Well, the crew technically in charge of DC is the Liberty League, which is minus several of its members at the moment, on account of the fact that Sentinel is got roughed up something fierce. Although they do, on the other hand, have Atomicon back in the crew, so he's been kind of taking care of stuff around town, while the rest still recuperate from what happened last year. Fighting old enemies is never a pleasant thing, especially when they, it's a machine that's come back from the dead to more or less kick your ass because they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
I keep just FYI, I keep getting your internet is unstable, and Patrick, I can hear you upstairs, and there's a delay in what's coming through in the computer and stuff. So if I drop out or or freeze up or something, just
Yeah, I think our wireless router may have had it. It's about time to replace that.
Oopsie.
Okay, so you head back to the clubhouse, drop off your large pile of medical books and homework, and any other miscellaneous stuff that you might have about. Meanwhile, Crash is inflating, 4 air mattresses, and 30 seconds later, he has to replace one of them because the plastic is cracked because it inflated too quickly and temperature dropped.
That's 3 air mattresses and a pile of blankets for Paw.
Yes.
That being done, I think Crash has probably been hanging around here for a while. If for no other reason than just to watch the train wreck. And I would guess that he's probably figured out who some of the people that are more in the know of not only criminal activities, not only political activities, but the inevitable crossover thereof.
So, interestingly, yes, there has been some interesting things going down with the 250th that has been occupying a good chunk of the president's time as of late. The new president, you're not a particularly big fan of this guy. Largely, you would generally categorize as just an incompetent boob. He's been doing some kind of sketchy things, like hiring mercenaries in the form of in memoriam to handle policing throughout the nation, and especially in DC. That's just you kind of want to just reach out and slap them during the meetings, but that would kind of give away that you were there.
Yeah.
And plus, if you slap somebody, they'll probably disintegrate.
Yeah. However, a higher than expected number of in memoriam hideouts and plans and equipment, etc., 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 oftentimes go awry. Because he has not forgotten that he is supposed to be a good guy. He's just been let off the leash probably a little too much. So yeah, so he's going to go in and lean on some of the known information brokers around the area and see if anyone knows of anything that is being planned.
In Memoriam is really focused on their presence that they have at the 250th. Apparently, they will also have a booth. That just can't be good.
I'm just
And-
trying to imagine what that's going to look like.
Right.
And they utterly refuse to be involved with the reflecting pool fiasco on account of the fact that precisely none of them are scientists of any sort, really. And the tippy top leadership are largely just complexes of mycelium, and they do not like being around so much algae because they think that is a competitor organism, and are a little concerned by that. If it becomes sentient, they might have to fight, and fighting water is tough. They're not prepared for that.
There goes the new omnipotent fungus-based hero, your celium.
Yeah, but they are hoping to recruit a whole bunch of yahoos, because their one division is running a little low because they keep getting them all killed by putting them into actual combat situations. And it turns out that suburban commandos do not do very well in combat situations.
Weird how that is.
The other ones
Who would
are,
have thought that?
professional former soldiers and turned mercenaries, which do much better. And then you have the one crew of them which are all inhabited by a weird fungoid creature, share a common consciousness, and are absolutely terrifying in combat, which they rarely enter because, well, they're in charge of the organization, so they don't have to. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you take pleasure in it.
So other than that, have I managed to find any sneaky little plots that are being hatched?
Nothing's coming out. Strangely enough, it turns out most of the other criminal elements are as disinterested in the 250th celebrations as just about everybody else is. They're planning on doing things elsewhere, but nothing involved with that particular event. So they're hiring some, some of their hiring choices are a little sketchy. They found a whole bunch of really cheap carnies and mimes to provide the entertainment there, who are unemployed in the past year. So not quite sure how that's all going to turn out.
I think that Crash gives them the look of, you've got to be kidding me, loud enough that I'm pretty sure they can hear him back in Excelsior.
Rolled your eyes so hard that you sprained them.
That it affected the tides. So
Is there anybody in the Liberty League, and possibly even a newbie, relatively speaking, that Gene has an ounce of faith in?
Well, let's see. You still the old USA recuperated. Once again, as a super soldier, he recuperates from combat surprisingly well. Ace is currently on hiatus. She has gone about to kind of discover herself, which is difficult to do when everybody can hear the sonic boom of you traveling around. Let's see. Oh, Night Knight is still about. You're still good friends with him.
Mm.
He fared fairly well because, well, he has, some of the best armor on the planet to wear during large combats, and it turned out to be surprisingly effective in dealing with Elder Tors. So you got that going for you.
So, Gene sends night night, just a innocuous as a text as one can be from somebody who hasn't reached out in probably, I don't know, 15 or so years. But yeah, sends out a text to night night and types in, "Hey, remember the good old days?"
Oh. So he texts back almost immediately. I have been thinking about nothing but for the past several days. I am stuck at this dumb festival. I don't want to be here.
Gene types back, "Would you be up for some capitalized guard duty in the next day or so?"
Oh, absolutely. Where do you need me?
"Unknown. We'll text details as they come in."
That sounds lovely. I've been having a whole bunch of people in red hats asking me about my heritage. As you recall, he's Hispanic. I haven't cut anyone in half, though, so we got that going for me.
Excellent. Well, it'd be great to catch up. Talk to you later.
So is anyone packing anything special for your trip?
My standard backpack full of all my stuff.
And your big coat, which everyone keeps staring at you
That
wearing
never comes off, so come on.
in ridiculously high temperatures. People pass out just looking at you.
Yeah, but that's
And
where she keeps her
she's got-
skateboard. So
I will say, as she's gotten older, she looks a lot like, more and more like Kate, what's her name? Hela from Thor Ragnarok. She's looking more and more that gaunt, gothy, very resting bitch face look.
So
Yeah, I keep kind of envisioning. Oh, never mind. Things are breaking up way too much. Just
So your hour comes up, and precisely after an hour has passed, you see the familiar darkness blink before your eyes. It clears in a horrifying mist of tendrils and other things, and you're standing in the hallway outside of Crash's apartment.
well, that was disturbing.
I was never getting used to that.
The worst part with it is that Jack's mind tries to take in what's happening while the transit's happening. And first, that type of transit is just impossible to begin with on a very quantum level. Like other types of teleportation make sense, but this just doesn't really. And in that little interstice where everything goes black, he can see into infinity, and it is horrifying what he beholds.
Nope, don't like that.
0 stars would not recommend.
Something like that.
yeah, because when Jack
Anybody
goes
have
out,
a-
that's a great sign.
Yeah. Anybody got Tylenol or aspirin or
I thought
Getting this into his pop. Okay.
I would say no. I toss you the travel bottle of vitamin I.
There are 2 bottles that are tossed simultaneously.
Third, if you count the bottle of whiskey.
that's what he
Okay.
washes it down with.
So Crash, you hear motion outside of your door.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do my normal thing that I do of becoming the people. You can stick my head through. Oh, okay. Uh, I do hear the thing. I do hear what Jack is saying about that. So I do actually open the door and with a very very quick heads up, toss him a bottle.
Catches it without looking, like
Getting pelted from all sides.
And the hinges are a little noisy on the door on account of the fact that Crash rarely actually uses the door.
Oh, a doorknob. How quaint.
One of those, like if he had a number code to get into the place, he would have forgotten it years ago.
Oh,
yeah. Jack pats himself down a little bit, pulls out a can of WD-40 and starts oiling the hinges.
well. Now, you have to understand this place is decked out not quite like the apartment from Coming to America after they get the cash. But certainly not like the old one, like the original one either. He's being modestly immodest. How about that? Welcome to the crash pad. I'm afraid that's all we have to drink at the moment, so bottoms up.
Jack, who's been like, the bottle hasn't left his lips, stops, puts it down, and screws the cap back on, hands it back over.
Crash looks down at the bottle that's now probably about a third empty. Shows you the label that says Macallan 21. Really? Come on in.
Still get another one. Tosses the bottle back.
I think I got this one.
That's why I didn't offer to buy you another one.
Oh, it really does feel like old times, including the jiving.
Yep. Certainly smells like old times, too. You can afford a house cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Let somebody else into your apartment?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
I could afford a house cleaner. I'm not sure even I could afford one I would trust. Besides, you spend enough time in this city, you learn you can't trust anyone. Even more so than usual.
You're sounding like me.
Something about I think it's something about the fact that it's built on a swamp. Anyway, I've talked to some of the locals, and things are unnervingly quiet regarding tomorrow. In Memoriam is going to do their shtick, but including a booth, which is just I'm still wrapping my brain around that. But if anything else is being,
Is there anything they do that isn't amateur hour?
exactly, consider the baseline. But if anyone else is planning anything, they're doing a remarkably good job of keeping it under the radar.
Is there, Patrick, is there any Adams in the DC area, or are they just all in New York?
No, they are all over the place. Just most of them live in New York.
Okay. I'm gonna check in with with the locals to see if they've heard anything.
The main things that you get is the event itself tends to attract a lot of bigots, and so they have generally been avoiding it because they just don't want to deal with the fact that if they get into a good fist fight, that means that they have to deal with the immemorial folks, and they don't want
Yeah.
to do that either. So they've just been kind of
Laying low.
laying low. Otherwise, it hasn't been all that bad or anything. It's like the usual
Okay.
the usual criminal elements are just kind of doing their jam, and but otherwise, it's been pretty calm.
Which is weird because it's summer and criminals tend
Exactly.
to
Although it
they
is,
always end up getting they always end up getting stupid, with in the heat.
but also it's been kind of too hot. Like, with the heat index, it's been getting into 105 every day, and like they don't want to go out unless they're fire based, in which case they're just loving this.
Gene texts night night asking if, hey, word on the street any different than you're accustomed to being?
Well, large groups of people strolling around to going to the event, which accounts for the fact that though there are people at the event, but there's fewer people everywhere else. So I think like this is somehow just driving all of the visitors out of the city. I don't know where they're going this time of year, but they're not visiting like the National Mall or the Smithsonian or anything, just, because they're avoiding the crowds of people they expect to be there, but those crowds really aren't materializing all that much. A few thousand people, I guess, but it's not bad, but not the numbers they wanted. Which, of course, means I am bored silly. They have me out in the sun in my armor. My favorite thing, sunlight. It's in the name.
They haven't given you a coolant installment yet?
I can fix
No.
Can hook you up.
Just saying.
Yeah, but I'm going to be there bright and early in the morning, of course. Not ideal. USA seems to be liking it, but it's, anybody who claims to be patriotic, he likes, whether or not they are. It's in his contract, I think. That or that Marine training he got.
I think it's installed in Lejeune or 28 Palms.
All right. So you guys pass a wonderful evening, having some nice takeout food, sleeping on the floor, getting up way too early, and then heading out to go see what's going on. So, of course, you've got, most of this is happening between the Lincoln and Washington memorials along the National Mall. You get there, there actually, there's like a decent sized line of people out in front, and you have a whole bunch of black clad in memoriam troops hanging out, sweating like nobody's business, checking everybody on the way in. Including, wanting to see your photo ID, maybe check your bag. So you're going to go in through the actual gate, jump the fence.
Crash is currently debating whether it would be more fun to simply sneak in invisibly or to stand in line and then every time they try to frisk him, just phase. Just,
Just a little bit.
Yeah. No, like, and, he's standing there going, what? Come on, let's go. Come on. What are you doing? Do you see all these people behind me? Come on, can we hurry it up, please? In fact, yeah, I think that's what he's going to do.
I like it.
So you get in line. And you move ahead. There are of course people in line who recognize all of you.
Hmm.
And eventually you get up, and there is a one of the actual mercenaries, kind of overseeing stuff, and a group of about a dozen yahoos with their tactical outfits, checking everybody on the way in. The first one, they look at Black Ice, say, "Oh, you can't have a skateboard in here."
I reach down, because I'm holding it. I freeze it. So it's a solid block of ice and stick it down my shirt going, it's not a skateboard, it's a cooling object.
The guy goes to reach out to consider grabbing it, and one of the mercenaries grabs his hand like, "No, no. You will not have that hand when you pull it back."
That will not go the way you think it will.
And I proceed to then just walk right past him.
So Gene, you get up to the line. Okay. ID.
It's been so long since I've heard that question. Reaches in, pulls out his wallet, hands it over.
The guy looks at it, squints at it, because of course you have a STEM ID with a big H on it, and you're a rather ranking person, so it notes that.
Hey, I showered.
We letting these guys in? Once again, the mercenary's like, "Shut up! Let them in the fucking door." You have no idea what that guy can do. Hey, is that glitter? Still. Oh, you guys can't get rid of that. That's around forever.
No, ever.
If it ever disappears, you can guarantee that girl's going to throw a grenade near you. That's just nothing but glitter. She's pretty much infected the entire neighborhood too. So, it's not only you guys.
Oh, shit, that means you brought it to my new place. Damn it.
No, Pa.
It was already there,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
Don't.
So you saunter up to the line. He's like, "Okay, to the position. We have to frisk you.
Excuse me?
We have to make sure you're not carrying any weapons."
I don't use weapons. I don't need weapons.
Are you threatening me? I think she threatened me, guys.
I'm not threatening you. I'm pointing out that I have no weapons.
It's right there in her description sentence. She needs
One mercenary leans over, whispers into the guy's ear, and then does a action. And they go, "Oh. But by all means, man, please, carry on."
Thank you.
So Jack, they look at you with your coat and various bumps in weird places, and they're like, "Sir."
The mask tilts just at a slight angle.
Bumps
Y'all
in
are
weird
adorable.
places.
You know that. But you're gonna need to buy me dinner first. And he just keeps walking.
Fine. And then last, it's Crash.
frisk me, motherfucker.
The guy's hand passes through you. He pulls back quickly, like, I felt that. Oh God. This is my hand. Oh God. And he starts like wandering off onto the street.
I felt it too.
The mercenary's just kind of looking at him. Where did we get that guy from? He's from Sloan, New York. Oh, where the fuck?
Newbies, huh?
I need to write him up. And then the mercenary just proceeds to ignore you. He's like, just not going to play your game.
They can write.
Like I've read up his file. Yeah.
Loss.
Even more surprising, they can read too.
I know, right?
So you get in, and it is a very large space with an average number of people in it, which means there's just acres of empty grass all around. There are poorly designed booths all around. There's an arch. An attempt was made. You can say that much.
An attempt was made.
Man, this is like a homeopathic level of attendance here.
Like in a massive futuristic city, you think that they would be able to find somebody who could build them a replica arch, and you'd be wrong. It doesn't even sit flat like this. It's one of those things that Jack looks at it and it drives him crazy because it is tilted to one side, forward a little bit, and there's a little bit of a twist in its design too.
The math doesn't math.
Yeah, you will literally have to like physically stop Jack from going over there with a matchbook trying to level it slightly.
Crash will do no such thing until he sees that Jack is not, in fact, intending to light the matches and light the thing on fire. At which point he will pummel with it. Oh no! God.
No, he'll spend about 5 minutes trying to level it, and then he starts lighting the matches.
There's my boy.
So while you're standing there, who would happen to show up at the event but the Patriot Boys? A bunch of people wearing khaki pants, blue shirts, red baseball caps, and have basically pantyhose over their faces.
Oh, these idiots again.
And they are marching along. And they march past the In Memoriam booth, where you have a couple of their elites hanging out, trying to persuade people. And the elite guys look at them and start muttering to themselves like, oh, fucking fakes. The Patriot Boys take odds to this. And then it looks like there's a very good chance a row was going to break out. Are you going to try to participate in this row, or are you going to watch the row happen?
Crash is going and getting popcorn.
I am going to
Ooh.
just surreptitiously kind of wave my hand like I'm trying to create some breeze and form a nice slick ice puddle under the Patriot Boys so that the first one that steps slips and goes face plants into the In Memoriam.
So they're marching along, trying to be all proud and stuff, and some of them have like those Lexan shields on their arms just in case like somebody's going to start with them and stuff. And the first one walks by, slips, spends an inordinate amount of time trying to get his balance back, and then falls into a black-clad masked shock trooper who is inhabiting a body that has not been alive in quite some time. And at this point, all heck breaks loose. From behind the booth, a pile of In Memoriam soldiers spring out, and unlike the Patriot Boys, these guys are heavily armed. How they got in with all their weapons, you're not sure, aside from the fact that maybe they're all contracted for security or something.
Let's say they're the ones running security.
And they start managing the situation by just beating them savagely with the butts of their rifles because why waste the bullets on people who don't know how to fight? And this is kind of enjoyable for like the first 10-15 minutes. Occasionally one of the Patriot Boys tries to run for it and immediately gets hit in the back of the head with a beanbag. It's kind of glorious, but then after a while it's just like, oh, you thought In Memoriam was incompetent, but no.
And if any of them actually do manage to break away, Crash is playing goalie. The Patriot Boys run at me, I kick them back into play.
I like it.
Eventually, the Patriot
Here,
boys have been-
I'll take the other side. Let's see if we can pinball them.
Eventually, the Patriot boys are subdued, and then one and all are dragged behind the booth. You almost feel bad for what's very likely about to happen to them.
No, I don't.
Not in the slightest.
It may involve spores. So, with that done, you walk around for a while and taking in the glorious sights and sounds and dumb foods that they have brought along. Like you go to the Idaho booth and it's just potatoes, and like you would think that they would have something else to say about their state, but no, it's just potatoes and French fries and other things. But you can get some French fries there, which is nice.
I mean,
You make your way further down from the arch towards the one ride that is there, which is the Ferris wheel, which apparently is not moving at the moment. And you pass by the entertainment. And this concerns you, of course, because the entertainment is this nice big stage put up underneath a gigantic carnival canopy. So the stripes of color just send chills down your spine from the last time that you had to deal with that.
nope.
And indeed, there are circus performers doing various and sundry things, and some guy dressed up as Uncle Sam pleasuring himself watching them, which is just even more disturbing. Some of the clowns are clowns. Some of them look like businessmen in clown outfits, as though like when last they had been taken over by the circus, they just never left. Apparently they liked it. And somebody is singing really bad patriotic songs. Actually, there's only about 3 songs this person sings, and they keep singing them over and over again because, why wouldn't you, I guess? And then every once in a while into a bad rendition of like a Bon Jovi song or something by Bruce Springsteen.
Have you actually listened to the lyrics to Born in the USA? It's not a patriotic song.
I haven't listened to, Down Rodeo, the lyrics to that either. So,
And
just-
as the performers start noticing the group of you, a lot of them start trying to make themselves scarce, remembering what happened the last time that your crew caught up with them. It did not end well. There was a conflagration. There were savage beatings all around.
Yep.
And then all the mind control that kept them under wraps ended, and they were kind of stuck in the middle of a fight that they didn't want to be in among people that were still very interested in fighting them. It was not pleasant.
Nope. Hey, Gene, what do you call a guy dressed like a Uncle Sam, being his own best friend?
Not safe for work.
Mr. President?
I stand by my original answer.
I was going to go with U.S. Smarmy, but
So you
Gene,
spend a while.
At this time, Gene texts Night Night and says, do me a favor and come to the perimeter of the quote festivities, end quote, and keep your eyes peeled.
So after a while, he moseys over to where you are, because once again, it is hot outside. And he is wearing a full set of plate armor made out of star steel, which, though it protects from a lot of things like the sun's rays and whatnot, still, it can't be comfortable to wear.
Mm.
But on the other hand, he does have his nice shield, his really wonderful broadsword, which can cut through just about anything, and he thinks about it all the time, especially while he's here. Hey, guys. Oh, I see you found the entertainment.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
such as
Gene just does air quotes, doesn't even say anything.
If you watch the acrobats they've got are really good. Granted, they're still a little creepy. Okay, they're a lot creepy, But nonetheless, it's much better in the daylight. Trust me. You don't want to see these guys when night comes. The clowns are just
And it is nice to see that one's leg finally healed.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you see the one with the prosthetic arm over there. I got that one. So I let them know about this every time
Nice.
I walk by.
Very nice. Nice work. Nice work.
It's a clean cut. What can I say? So have you spotted anything yet?
Other than a complete and absolute absence of taste, style, or
Competence.
anything admirable.
It's gonna say temporal lobe function.
I mean, I had way more fun at the Hispanic Pride Parade in New York. I took a few days off for that. That was quite enjoyable, and way more people showed up to that. I'm kind of shocked that nobody's here, but not entirely shocked. Okay. And the memoriam guy tried to deport me earlier. That was fun. He's in a garbage can back then. So they'll clean it up eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure they're trying to forcibly recruit some of the Patriot boys over there, which may actually improve their intelligence. Who knows? Of course, I'm not sure which they I'm talking about. So.
Tough call with those ones.
Right.
I mean, I like some of the memoriam people are really, really good. They just have like this huge cadre of like, I don't know why they hire these people other than they just like watching their own people get shot, which might be the case for all I know.
You know, I mean, mushrooms feed on dead things.
True. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I saw one of them once. It was thoroughly unpleasant, I think is the way I would like to put it. But hey, you know, what are you going to do? So no signs yet though of what's going on or anything?
No. Not here. I'll go. Give me a moment. And Crash is going to go invisible and phase and do just kind of, a few laps around the mall, the reflecting pool, the monuments, the museums. Just kind of see if anything out of the ordinary attracts his attention.
You do happen to see USA doing his shtick out on the other side of the lawn. He's talking a good game, trying to get people to enroll for the military. Unfortunately, the Secretary now of War is there, and you can tell USA wants to punch this man. He wants to punch him so bad he refuses to look in his general direction.
See, nobody's all bad.
And of course, as you know, getting punched by USA, you've seen it happen. Not a pleasant ride for anybody. Usually fatal.
That's something you get to experience only once in your life. At the very end.
Yes. Yeah. Like you could probably deal with it by just not getting hit, which is usually a good strategy when you're dealing with the big strong guys. And for a while, the Ferris wheel starts turning again as it gets power, and so that's nice. And the people inside are roasting because it's enclosed in 95-degree weather, 95 in 105-degree weather. It's just. But the afternoon passes as you're cruising around, and you pick up some food and find the few hydration stations, and like all the drinks that they're offering are really off-brand energy drinks and stuff that just you're not really sure what's inside of the can, but you're pretty sure what's ever inside the can should stay in the can and not inside of you. And of course, the whole time you can, as you're as you get closer to the other side of the grounds, the smell of the reflecting pool is really starting to bother you. It's just like a well-designed petri dish in that it's only a few inches deep, and this is exactly the environment that algae likes growing in. And you're pretty sure that any spore that has found its way on the breeze or on the bottom of a duck or in the water that was used to fill it has flourished there. And every once in a while, they try to kill them all off, leaving a whole bunch of nutrients for the new stuff to grow in. Just really not the best design.
And cat, heightened smell. I'm just
Yes.
I'm like walking around like visibly like trying to not gag because of the smell. I'm just it's like it just ugh.
So eventually, the crowds more people start showing up as it's getting towards the evening, because there's going to be a presidential speech and then the big fireworks going on. And you're really looking forward to exactly how grotesque all the fireworks are going to be, because you heard there's going to be a lot of them. But they did a good job with cleaning up the city back in the day, and there's a lot more green space than it used to have. Nonetheless, the big cloud of smoke that's going to be pouring past all the arcologies and stuff just can't be good on their filtration systems, and you're kind of wondering how all that's going to go down. So the currents kind of push you along as you pass by the Ferris wheel. It is broken yet again. There's people trapped on the top, and a bunch of various hero people are just kind of looking up like, I don't feel like going up there, honestly.
A couple of them are doing rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, they knew it wasn't working right when they got on it, right? And once again, as you walk past it, you realize it is off kilter just by like 1 degree, and it's infuriating. It's like, just a freaking level already.
I just can't.
What, you mean Jack doesn't have shims just randomly? Just kind of try to
Yeah,
bump it up?
he tried that with the arch and then tried to burn it down, and you guys stopped him. So he's just done. Possibly drinking heavily.
So there's a second security check as you approach the pool. But fortunately, for some reason, they have set up a VIP area near where the president is speaking for people who are in STEM. Someone in STEM arranged for this. You're not quite sure who to thank and or not thank for it. But you get up, and the president steps out, and there's a bunch of his cabinet members and other people around, and he starts talking just utter nonsense about the last 250 years of the country, most of which, according to him, took place in 1976 and in somewhere in the 90s, and everything else is just largely long forgotten. There were a couple wars in there he keeps talking about, but he doesn't seem to know when they took place. It has made no mention
25 years.
Yeah. It makes no mention of the Reich Donner, which is curiously absent from the city now. Nope, nothing. Just his own accomplishments and stuff, as small and petty as they may seem. And then he starts getting into a tear about the reflecting pool, which he has recently revitalized, and because it was revitalized, if for no other reason, is full of algae. It has algae blooms every once in a while, but whenever you refresh the water in it, you have algae blooms. It's going to happen. It's a living city. There's lots of, organic matter that falls into it and becomes food for the algae. And you look at it, the water's kind of churning a little funny, and it's weird because it is, kind of a shallow pool, and it's just sitting there, but the water's moving all the time. There's not even a good breeze going. You wish there was a good breeze going, but there's not. And he's going on about how, everybody's talking about this and they're saying bad things about me, but it's somebody else had poisoned it. I'm going to find who did that. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to put all of STEM on that because they have to listen to me, which Gene, of course, is absolutely not the case. They are not a governmental agency under any circumstances, and the president has no power over them whatsoever. And you're kind of wondering why the Scions haven't straightened them out on this, because they have a long history of nudging politicians in the right direction when it comes to, their freedoms. But maybe it doesn't work on this guy. You're not quite sure. But at the height of his speech, he grabs the microphone from the podium and he's walking toward the reflecting pool, pointing at it, talking about it. And then he kicks off his shoes and walks into it. So the water goes up just to the bottom of his calves. And saying, see, this is absolutely perfectly safe. See, here, come here. And so he gets a couple of his cabinet members to go into the water with him, including the Secretary of War and the Director of Health and Human Services, who is about the least healthy person you've ever witnessed in your life. Like the leadership of In Memoriam look more lively than this guy.
As he stripped down to a pair of blue jeans and nothing else to.
Yes, he has taken off his shirt and he is flexing mightily. And so a bunch of them are in there, and then the water ripples again and they disappear below the water, which is disconcerting to say the least. Wait till everyone's back here. Oh, there we go.
Crash immediately breaks out in raucous applause and cheering, and quiets down a moment later when he realizes that the rest of the crowd is not joining in.
I'm just silently golf clapping.
Out of the water, plant tendrils start springing up.
Oh God, not this guy again.
Oh shit. We didn't remember to clean up after that Central Park incident, did we?
Well, it may just be that they have they're a new breed, or I don't know, maybe Gaddafi Milan got out of the pokey and may have actually poisoned the water. Who knows? It could be that the president was absolutely correct. Everyone highlighted.
Yes, that means it's time to drain the swamp thing.
So, Crash, how fast can you get to Tractor Supply and come back with about 20 gallons of chlorhexidine?
So, roll for initiative.
Yeah.
We're waiting on Jack.
Press the button.
There it is.
Man, we all look like most of us tied.
Well, I think there's a bunch of us in the back going, no, you. No, after you. Really. No.
We're
Rusty,
walking
yeah, that's it.
to see who has to actually do this.
Do we have to?
Have
Oh,
to?
no.
No.
Crash. A pair of plant monsters threatening the crowds here, threatening the people who are up on the podium, who quite possibly maybe all that's left of the government at the moment, because the president is absent. Yeah, how he disappears under that little water, you're not quite sure. That's a bit of a trick.
Well, I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to walk on top of it anyway, so. Okay, so the government officials that are left up at the podium, what do I know about how much they are just mindless cronies versus people that might actually still have the good of some people other than themselves in their interest?
Well, there's some members of Congress there. So those might have some, depending on who they are. The other cabinet members, you really wouldn't consider having the best public interest in mind. A lot of cronyism going on there. Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of faith in much of any of them.
No, I'll save that intensive the political statement for later. I will simply, yeah, I'll just rush one of them with my standard outlay.
All right. Target is 3.
It's been a while since I've looked at this character sheet. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do scratch existence on one of them. He says difficulty 3.
Yes. They're kind of big plant monsters. They don't move very fast or
Yeah.
anything. Not the biggest challenge to you anymore.
Yeah. That's 9 damage. That ignores armor.
Let me damage him, please. They changed the interface on this just a little bit. So it's not right clicking on them. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep this keep track of that in my head for the moment. All right.
Is it down? I'm assuming it's down.
No, it's not down yet.
Really?
It's a plant monster. It has more than 11 hit points.
Fine. We'll hit the other one with scratch existence as well. Because it can target 2 people or 2 targets. And it misses. Wow. Okay.
Oof.
And then I will do disrupting touch on the first one. Now, okay, so that beats the difficulty 4. That hits. So that's a total of 18 damage, ignoring armor, to one of them.
All right. This will be the next turn. There we go. Paw.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay. Since they have not gone yet, I am going to jump behind the one use from the shadows.
Okay.
And basically we'll deal extra points as let's see. I'm gonna do a big swipe at what passes for a head.
All right. Target's 3. Which one are you going after?
No, not new tab. I'm going after the one in the upper left. or sorry, upper right, not left.
Okay, so you are
So that's 7 points plus an extra. Hold on. Plus let's see, so 10 points of damage. Because from the shadows adds 3.
right one here. Boop. And it falls apart. Because getting hit by both of you is entirely too much for its capacity.
I hope so.
All right, Gene. There's a remaining plant monster threatening the crowds and churning up the water something fierce. The ducks in the pond are not enjoying this in the slightest bit.
So Gene stands there, cracks his knuckles, and he's gonna goad the plant.
Nice.
And just he puts his hands up. He's like, "Hey, algae boy, you couldn't pick any other worthy, decent, interesting victims? I don't know who's scummier, you or them."
All right, roll it. Once again, target 3.
Orange is not
Yeah.
the new green.
Yeah. Now then, hold on. So that's I'm trying to learn from the others. Intellect, and I got a 3. Do I get an automatic with my 3 edge? Does that give me
No, that allows you to apply 1 level of effort and not pay for it.
okay?
So you can drop the difficulty down to a 2 doing that for
Yeah.
free.
So well, actually, I'm going to put 2 levels of effort into it. And there we go.
And it is pissed at you. So it immediately stops menacing the crowd around and everyone. And it's like, oh, him. I'm going to eat him. All right. Jack. Plants. You have dealt with plants before.
I have dealt with plants before. Of course, all this seems like a little bit of a distraction. So he's going to be running predictive equation on the reflecting pool itself and the collection of algae in it.
All right. Oh, I'm trying to remember what predictive equation does.
You observe or study a creature, object, location for at least 1 round. Next time you interact with it, possibly following around a related task, such as persuading the creature, attacking it, defending it from the attack, is eased. It also procs a few other abilities, like
Excellent.
predictive model.
As you're watching
Once
it,
I've used predictive equation,
you are
I can
looking
learn
at
1 random
where-
fact about the object or the subject that is pertinent to the topic. I designate, and also, if I also have the magic flavor, which I don't, I can get 2 random but related facts about the subject. In addition, if you use predictive model on the same subject multiple times, even if you've learned it, creature's level, but each time you do, you must apply 1 level of effort than on your previous use.
Excellent. Okay. So you are noticing some very fascinating things going on inside of that. That's no ordinary algae. There's probably a lot of bacteria in there too, by the way.
Yep.
Not so hot for, bathing or for the 3 people who are currently trapped under it, under the,
Nope.
less than a foot of water.
Nope, I wasn't joking with the crash about the chlorhexidine either.
All right. So what is Neva going to do?
Neva is going to use Onslaught and just send shards of ice, very sharp ice, ripping through the plant thing.
Okay. Target 3.
And I am going to, hold on just a minute, invoke my Opportunist, which is you have an asset on an attack roll you make against a creature that has already been attacked. An asset. And I am going to, where the hell? It's been so long since I've done any of this. Levels of effort in.
Nice.
I do wish Onslaught did higher damage, but
Next time you get a hang on a second. Just take a look at something on your character quickly. PCs, methods. Let's see. You should do more damage because you not only have range added to Onslaught, you also do 3 extra points of damage because of your shift.
yeah. And I'm specialized in it, you know.
So that just makes it easier to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's 3 more damage. Plus, you can always put raises on to do more damage. But that still hit it, but good.
Yep.
All right. Back to combat screen. The weed. The weed trundles forward towards the edge of the pool. Let's see. Bunk. Into the next zone. And let's see. How about, well, let's see. Pause way back there. Where is Crash right now?
Isn't that the one that Gen X goaded?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, Crash is actually going to be back here with the team, or with the most of the team.
Okay. Everybody. It's sized to use a nice area effect attack because it can. Speed defense roll, target 3.
Does that include me who's
that
behind?
Does not, because you are on the other side of the
side
battle.
of the
I make it with 2 ranks to spare.
Okay.
Remember, this is Crash. Speed defense rolls are eased by 5 steps.
Is this AoE on all of this, or was that just Crash?
Yes. Nope, AoE on the group view. Actually, it's attacking Gene, but it's using an AoE attack.
Hey.
Okay.
Let's see. Beat 5, beat 3.
All right.
And we should have one more in there.
Well.
Oh, wait, no, that's right.
If I'm able to move an immediate distance, can I sidestep this?
Yes.
Okay, so
You can get under it.
So
okay.
Danger Instinct kicks. which means I just, I move an immediate distance before the attack occurs and I get out of the way. And then I'm going to, because we're tier 6 and there's a lot of bullshit here. I'm going to use where I'm looking for I have it somewhere here. Sorry. Basically, it allows me to, when somebody attacks, I'm able to make a reaction and attack. Of course, I'm not finding which ability it is.
Yeah, no, but I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Sorry, it's been a long time, and it's been forever since. Seize the moment. There it is. So if you succeed on a speed defense roll to resist an attack, you gain an action. I don't know if that procs with the automatic success or if that negates it.
Why not?
Okay.
So pick your weapon.
So pick my weapon. It's going to be the alien gun.
Of course.
Of course. No, that's not the roll button, Matt. Come on.
Okay. It's a 3.
It's
All right. You blast it convincingly in what seems to be its head, and it is not looking good. Right. And dead guy doesn't get a turn. Crash.
All right.
Before you think too hard on this, you can probably take care of it in one shot.
Yeah. But I'm going to I'm going to do this like the full on way. I'm going to go phased and invisible, and then I'm going to do my random shtick, where the first attack is. I have from the shadows as well, and I have surprise attack. Okay, yes, so that should. Yep, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna charge him while invisible. I'm going to do Scratch Existence, which automatically hits because it's eased by 4 steps. Does 14 points of damage that ignores armor.
Yep, it's toast. So the plant blows apart.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. If not, we may roll again. That's okay. Yes, that's the entire idea. Yes. Oh, it works.
Oh, good.
So as it collapses to the ground into a mess and people start cheering, up from the waters, who would happen to appear? But what you can only presume is the 3 people who had entered the water before: the president, the director of health and human services, and the secretary of war.
No, you've got to make order the Secretary of Agriculture. Come on.
Now, horribly deformed skeleton eyes and glowing green, in a way that just really thoroughly unpleasant, unnerving, and nothing you want to see out in the water. Assume, by the way, that the section that they're in the middle section, is the actual pool, and the other parts are surrounding it. So it's a question of whether you want to touch the water or not. That's up to you. So that brings us to Paw. So mind you,
I do
take
not
into
want to touch.
consideration that these unholy abominations that are swiftly moving forward to, you imagine, eat, consume, or perhaps drown the spectators around you, who are most not quite bright enough not to stand around when something awful is happening, are indeed very likely the president of this fine nation, along with 2 of his cabinet members.
Okay.
You're not quite sure which
The
one's
one
which, by the
I'm
way.
okay. What was that?
You're not quite sure which one's which, by the way. Get on account of the fact that they're
I am
horribly deformed and
going
mutated.
to jump. I'm gonna. Okay, that's if I can figure out how to move my thing. Yeah, there we go. Moving into the 3 of them, and I'm gonna pick the middle one. Just not sure which one it is. The one that's basically to my left.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the goat ability to actually no, sorry, not goad, because that actually would actually get it to move towards me, and I was trying to. So let's see.
He has not yet attacked anybody, so
I'm gonna try to swipe his. Yeah, no, I'm gonna just try to take out his legs.
okay. He is
Target.
target is 4 for these
Difficulty.
guys.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Glad I actually rolled that. So that would be 9 points of damage to its legs.
I'm going to be slightly generous here on account of the fact that it has only 1 hit point left, and I don't want to be here all night. So you smash one of the highest officials in the United States. Nobody's quite sure which one. Maybe an autopsy or blood test might work. We're not quite sure. Into absolute pulp. Because it turns out, though they may be a little harder to hit, they are not very sturdy. Largely on account of the fact that they've been skeletonized by whatever's in the water that you're standing in.
I'm gonna need a really long shower after this.
Do not lick yourself clean.
Oh God, no, no.
Indeed. Oh boy, there's 2 of these guys left, and
Yeah, no, I'm really hoping for a decon shower. Thank you.
this is one of those times where you're glad you can fly.
Oh, Gene has an idea. Gene has an idea.
Oh.
Yeah. Gene looks around, finds the closest yokel with the stupid red hat, grabs it, puts it on, trots to the edge of the reflecting pool, and is going to do a persuasion roll for the entire Utnutton crowd. Yells out, Great people of this nation, are you going to stand pat and allow these illegal aliens to destroy the celebration of our great nation? It is a call to arms, and draws that word out.
All right. Let's make that a target 3. These are not the brightest people out there in the world.
Exactly.
I think the speech needs to the detail and accent of the speech. You should give him an asset for that. I think.
I think so, yes. Okay.
Oh my god.
And laying it on thick, so 2 levels of effort.
Yeah.
The crowd goes crazy.
All 32 of them.
Hang on a second here. Let me
It's a big crowd.
let's see. There we go. Let's put
Nobody gets attacked by his fans better than I do. I've got the best fans.
let's put some hooligans in. That's the closest thing I've got handy. They may not be powerful. They may not be useful in combat, but there's a lot of them. So they have a lot of hit points. Okay. Jack. Oh, this is just getting worse, man.
Ain't nothing good with this.
You are on TV, and not just like regular, like, highly edited STEM drone footage, but instead national TV. Your very close friend has just pulped one of the 3 of them, and you're not quite sure which office that person holds, and you're very glad for that, because the Constitution's going to be scrutinized tonight, no question about that.
Designated
But on the other
survivor
hand, you have a nice
situation.
alien rifle in your hand, and 2 other people who are shambling towards her, and a large angry crowd.
Okay. Funny you should mention the televised thing. Would you say this is danger?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use negate danger and permanently negate a source of danger, which may be just blowing up the TV cameras or whatever the uplink is. But this revolution ain't going to be televised no more.
Okay. Let's call this a target 3.
It's just an action.
No, you still
I spend the points. It goes away.
Right. Okay.
It just says you permanently negate a source of potential danger related to one creature or object within immediate distance.
Okay.
So if you need me to power stunt it,
nope. This should be pretty easy, because of course there's a news van nearby, and it seems to be sharing the satellite uplink for all of the various cameras and stuff. So you just take your handy dandy alien rifle. Speaking of things, from aliens, you hope the crowd doesn't realize that came from someplace other than Kentucky, and vaporize the dish that is on the top of it.
Yep.
And a good chunk of the back of the van, just for good measure, because there's a computer in there somewhere that might be recording this stuff. Fortunately, you happen to know where the operator would be sitting, so you do not vaporize him, because that would just be cruel. Dude's just working for a living.
Yep.
All right. And the news feed blacks out, and people all over the country freak.
It's not my problem.
Okay. Toxic 1's done. Toxic 2. No, Toxic 3 goes first. Why does Toxic 3 go first? All right.
The GM.
Nope. Because she's right there, it's going to take a shambling swipe at Paw. So if you could do a speed defense, target 4.
There we go. Auto success.
That works. Okay. Toxic 2, on the other hand, a little distracted by the large crowds, heads up towards the side and decides to start tangling with the crew of hooligans who all believe that they, are. Why are you upside down? Are very good at things like defending their nation, in spite of the fact that all their weapons were taken away from them. But that's okay because they've got their fists in their hats. Neva. So you've got one shambling horror trying to take on Paw, who is in the middle of the water, which does not bring you joy. You've studied about parasitic infections and other things and all the fun types of toxins, bacteria, and certain types of algae release. And so you kind of want her to get out of there as quickly as possible. But you also have the other one is currently in a big melee with a bunch of red-hatted hooligans. And that's not going to end well for anybody.
How did I end up with 0 intellect points?
That's a fascinating question. It seems to me that should probably be up at the, because you didn't spend any last round.
Now I suddenly have 0 intellect points.
You should probably set that back to where it should be because you have intellect points.
It's not letting me.
Hang on a second here. Yeah.
Been hanging around the red hats too much.
Go say I have not spent any.
There we go. That should fix it.
Because what I think I want to do with my knowledge, my first year medical school knowledge of infectious disease and shit, is actually reach out and teleport Paw out of the water and back to us.
All right. Is there a target on that?
It just says, in addition to normal options for using, I can choose to use effort to bring people. Oh, it's with me. Never mind. It's not fetch, it's teleport.
Yep.
I'm getting my 2 characters mixed up. So never mind that. So she is standing in the water?
Yes, it's not deep.
No, but like freezing it will suddenly turn her into a duck frozen in the middle of the pond as opposed to freezing the.
Very likely, yes.
Hey, wrong game.
I was
Okay.
about to say, now you're confusing Matt's characters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna onslaught against the dude that's still right next to Paw.
Okay. That would be toxic number 3.
Yeah. 'cause
Target
at this
4.
point- And he has not been attacked, correct?
No.
Okay. So I cannot use upward. Okay. Hold on. I gotta go find it. Where there? Okay, onslaught. There we go. Effort per damage. How much effort? I got plenty of effort.
+3 from your shift that is not functioning currently. And toxic number 3 passes away messily.
Yay.
So pause there, and the thing attacks her, and she dodges it. Like, what the heck are you going to do? Come on, bring it. And then just an icicle transfix right through its head, and it collapses back into the water. As it does. Okay. Group 2 of hooligans can't do anything, but Group 1 of hooligans can. And they do some amount of damage to Toxic number 2, who is still standing. All right, Crash.
Okay, so I'm going for style points at this point.
Either the other two were the president or this one is, so you might as well go for it, right?
Exactly. So what I would like to do is, from a mechanics standpoint, I would either like to bend the rule that says that Scratch Existence has to target different creatures, or use Scratch Existence and Disrupting Touch simultaneously to basically manifest as a set of hedge clippers.
All right, go all Green Lantern on it. I
Yep.
think that sounds like a great idea.
All right, so I'm going to go invisible first. There. And now I'm doing. So this is you said it's a target 4?
Yes.
Okay. I am even willing to take a hindrance to that because I'm doing the 2 attacks simultaneously. I'm fine with that. It will end up costing me 2 might. Because that gets it down to a difficulty 0. For if we're doing both of the attacks simultaneously, if they both get the advantage of surprise attack and from the shadows, then that's 28 points of damage. If not, then it's only 23 that ignore armor.
All right. You indeed fly by him and cut him in half. Oh, wrong button. Here we go. So, I would like to propose an intrusion. Give me just a moment here.
Okay.
There's a button for that. There we go. Intrusion. The Jack.
Oh, joy. Okay, sure.
You know how earlier you investigated the water itself, trying to pay attention
Plummets
to
depth, so to speak.
yeah, like how it's not behaving itself correctly and whatnot. And you're coming up with a theory for it when suddenly a new variable enters the situation.
Oh boy.
And
Okay.
it is by sheer prophecy that you were able to predict that indeed a duck surfaces from it at least 3-4 meters tall. This horrifying monster that has absorbed who knows what toxins and everything else in here. Right into the end of the pool. Springs up, looks right at you, and lets loose the most menacing quack you have heard in your entire life. Killing what is very likely the president and 2 of the cabinet members aside, you now believe the real fight for tonight is on.
I also believe we may have found Hereward's ancestor.
Maybe, or What happens if Hereward fails?
So, Jack, since you
Yes,
took the
sir.
intrusion, would you perhaps like to do a speed defense target 6?
Sure.
And no sneaking out of this one using your abilities because, well, you
Yep.
know, you took the intrusion.
Yep. It's fine. Base difficulty is 6. Should is that not programmed in the?
Yeah, I think that's just rolling under might or rolling under speed.
Right. I just, I do have like some defensive
No, you've got
tech.
speed defense under skills.
Yeah, you have speed defense
Specialized.
specialized.
Yeah.
So just roll that.
Okay. So, yep, I'm clicking on the wrong thing because it's that there. That stuff is all programmed. Okay. Difficulty. And I'll throw a level of effort in. Yep.
All right. Excellent. So you managed to dodge the horrible spray of whatever comes out of its mouth when it quacks at you. It hits the steps around you and it starts sizzling menacingly on the cement. So you got that going for you. Paw!
Yay.
Holy crap, a massive duck just came out of the remarkably shallow water. This is just not a good day.
What the actual fuck? Fuck a duck. Okay, I am jumping into the middle of the pond, and I'm assuming that I'm hoping that it has not spotted me yet, so that I can use my ambusher.
Interestingly, you are behind it. That works very much in your favor right now.
Excellent. Between ambusher and from the shadows.
Which armor did I get this guy?
I'm just gonna try to launch since I'm behind him. I'm gonna launch myself at his back and basically try to grapple around.
All right. Target 6.
Big ass bill with my paws. What was the difficulty?
6.
Difficulty 6. Okay. Give me just a second.
It's ordinarily its defense wouldn't be so high, but it's a duck in water, and they're famously rather good at that.
Okay. I will take that. Okay, so let's see. 7, 9, 7. 9, then I think that's 2 points on top of that, plus the extra 3 from the shadows.
Yes.
So it's either 12 or 14. I'm not sure which.
14, I think.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, you smack it, but good.
Yeah, I'm literally doing it, and just
top of the duck.
I'm wrapped around his back. I have grappled, got my paws on his beak, like one like one hand, the upper, and yeah, just to give you guys a visual.
Gene! Holy crap, it's a giant duck.
He's looking as like, we never trained for anything like this at headquarters. Gene, Gene takes a moment and thinks to himself, hey, Eddie, any thoughts? Picking up anything there, buddy?
I have so many thoughts right now.
Any of them helpful or at least interesting in this situation?
The water will try to hurt you, and you can use it to hurt him.
Oh, I'm glad we worked things out. I am so glad we worked things out.
So the water's just right in front of you. Just step right in.
Gene steps into the water. And then can I absorb the energy?
Yes. You absorb it straight in.
I'm absorbing that shit straight in.
Hey, and you have a nice red hat you could charge up.
God love you for once.
Wait for it.
So that's my action, right?
You passively absorb. Hang on.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Absorb kinetic energy, absorb pure energy. These are all enablers. So no, it does not
Okay.
take your action.
Oh, nice. So I feel the energy, I feel the attack. And I pull all of that in, grab the hat.
So I'm sorry, energized object does use your action.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
No, I'll
yes.
need to do that, won't I? Yep.
Yeah. So you'll
Yep,
need
yep,
to use your
yep.
action to charge the hat.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to, yes, sorry. I'm going to energize the hat.
Jack, you feel just this weird cosmic pull to some far distant corner of the multiverse for some reason in this conflict.
Righty then.
So, but it's a
Okay.
duck that currently has Catgirl trying to keep its beak from operating correctly, but there's a whole lot of duck you can hit.
Yes, there is. Okay, I'm going to engage rapid processing, which essentially increases my mental and physical reaction time for about a minute. All speed tasks, including speed defense rolls, are eased. And I can
you
make
have
one
a asset from having inspected the water before.
Yep.
You have not used that.
I have not used that yet. And I was going to, with the free action that gives me, invoke deadly aim.
All right.
And essentially take a beat on it, and that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Dead. Black ice. Oh, look, it's a giant duck floating in water.
course there is.
And we can bring up the fact, if this is important and all, that Paw is no longer in the water. She is on the duck.
She's on the duck.
Yes.
Oh,
She has it in a nice stranglehold around its beak, kind of like watching like a kitten gripping onto the muzzle of like a Doberman as it's standing there like, what did I do? And so that's pretty much what's going on with Paw Pack.
Except that I've gone from behind. So, legs are up. Yeah, I am clear out of the water.
okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back and look at all my abilities here. Creature. How big is this stupid duck again?
Pretty big. So it's it could get 3 meters tall.
Okay, so he is not smaller than me.
No.
Okay. So there goes that idea. When I gotta touch the thing. No. I'm gonna go again for onslaught at this point.
Okay.
Because everything I need to be needs to touch it. So I'm going to aim for the really big fluffy part of the chest. So that is to avoid hitting Paw.
Yes. All right, target 6.
The difficulty 6. And it has been attacked.
Indeed, yes.
So I get an asset from Opportunist. Yay. Okay. We are going to go.
Nice.
Okay, how much damage did that do?
10 plus whatever my shift is.
All right. The hooligans. One and all, like as if they believe in working together, scatter. They start running towards the sides. Now, there's not really any place they can go because our fence is up and buildings and things like that. But they are trying to get as far away from that pool as possible because there's a giant duck. And giant duck was not on anybody's list of things they would be afraid of today, and yet.
So the zombie plant monsters didn't phase them, but the giant duck, that's what gets them running. Okay.
Like that's it. We're out. Nope.
Crash.
Duck it. Okay, I'm gonna do the standard my standard shenanigans. So I'm gonna go phased and invisible.
All right.
Which
Target 6.
Yep. So we're starting with scratch existence. Okay. Target 6, you say? I've got plenty of might to do this with. So I'm going to use 2 levels of might, the 2 levels of effort. Yeah, and that will bring it down to a difficulty 0. For a cost of 4 might points, I do 14 damage. That ignores armor. That's from the scratch existence. Gets 2 phase, but not visible. And then disrupting touch for that. Yeah, I'll put 2 more levels into that. All that together would cost 9 points. Oh no, I might have to use a recovery roll action and get an extra +1 to my might edge and speed edge for the next 10 minutes. Oh darn.
All right. How much damage does the second attack do?
9 also that ignores armor, so a total of 23 that ignores armor.
All right. It is still standing. This is one tough mother ducker.
Right?
And so let's see. There seems to be a. Oh, let's say I can go 1 of 2 ways with this. Okay, the more imminent problem for it is the fact that it has a cat gripped onto its head. So it's going to do something that ducks are rather famous for, which is having things roll off of their backs. So it is going to shake itself back and forth violently to try to dislodge paw from it. So might defense, target 6.
My defense target 6. My defense. Why are you? It's. There we go. Target 6.
Nice.
Yep.
So you are still holding on to this duck for dear life.
I don't think so, Mother Ducker.
And oh look, Paw's
Mother
up
ducker?
next.
Let's see. I'm trying to think how to. Got him by the beak. Can't really do anything with my back leg because I'm really holding on with the legs.
Okay.
You're rodeo riding this duck.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeehaw.
Okay, what I'm gonna try to swipe at its take 1 paw off and swipe at its throat.
Okay. I will give you an asset on that on account of the fact that you are physically attached to the giant duck.
Okay, still a 6.
Yes.
Nice.
I will take that.
Ooh.
I will take the extra points of damage for 1,000, Alex.
You mess it up, but good. It is not looking. It's kind of reminiscent of the last green horror thing that you fought, as you recall, that you passed through. You probably still have nightmares about. Gene, you were there with your fully charged hat.
I am. But the paw is also on the duck. Okay. Well, all right. So Paul, where are your feet?
Around
Are
its
you?
neck.
No,
Okay, so
He is
my
entirely
feet-
above its body.
doing the bunny kick.
No. I'm around his back, so my legs are wrapped around effectively his waist, and I've
Okay.
got my ankles locked. So then I've got one hand reached around, holding onto the beak. The other hand was just ripping at its throat.
Gotcha.
So his middle section, so the middle section of his belly above my legs is open, as is his head, but my head's right behind it, and his legs.
So his hindquarters, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. So Gene takes his energized hat. Well, not his, but the one he commandeered. He's not going to hop to owning anything like that. And starts jogging slowly and then gradually picking up speed, jogging across the water, and shouts out, "Hey, Quacker, think you could use a new bill?" And slings the hat, aiming for not paw on the duck.
All right.
There we go. So that's release energy with energy absorbed.
Yes.
What difficulty? 6?
I'm going to call it a 5 because we're getting towards the end of the battle, and Paw's holding it pretty steady, and it's had the snot kicked out of it.
Okay. And we will go into level of effort, because he wants to see both things get destroyed, the hat and the duck.
There we go.
So that's
Oof.
9 points of damage.
Jack, this poor thing is on its last legs.
Okay.
You have been drawing a bead on it. You've got the perfect shot. Granted, one of your friends is right in front of it and the other one's right on top of it, so you have to try not to hit them. So as long as you don't mess up.
What's the
His target's now a 5.
target's now 5? stuff.
Nice.
Oh,
Sweet.
With the deadly aim, that's an additional 2 points of damage. Plus a level of effort. Yeah, so that's 15 points of damage.
so you take steady aim with your alien rifle. You engage it, it lights up, and blows the duck into a pile of algae, feathers, and an unusually large bin with a cat bill with a cat attached to it, and collapses into the water.
No, quack-a-doodle-doo.
All right. Seen you back to so you're standing there for a minute. Paul gets out of the water. She is not happy. Her boots look like they're utterly destroyed. Just ugh. Let's see. Oh, where did you go? Hang on a second here. I don't have any view on the map. This oh so tiny and delicate map. There we go. Oh, wait, nope. Get over there. There we go. Oops. Stop.
Still works.
You guys love me so much, I'm on there twice.
Yep. Because I can count. No, it's just the person I need to be able to right click on.
Right.
So Gene, I'd like to pose an intrusion for you to cap off.
Oh boy.
So you're standing there right at the edge of the pool, not far from where the podium is. And you're looking at the 3 corpses dissolving into the water and the giant duck, which has been blown to pieces, and the plants, which are slowly turning into slime and retreating back into the water again, thinking that this is perhaps the worst reflecting pool restoration ever in history. When you hear Eddie talking to you, quietly at first, you know that we were born for this. It's our time. We were made to rule. Once they built pyramids to us, it's that time again. Look at what's become of this country. It's falling apart. It's being run by complete fools. You can fix that. It's your right. It's what you were born to do. Just step up to that podium and take it.
Dean gives a little bit of a what you talking about, Willis?
You can set everything to right. You know that. You've already been a leader. You've been a leader your whole life. There's a reason for that. That's because what both of us were made to do. You can make this a kinder, better place. You can accomplish all the things that you've never been able to because you're only one man, but you can be the whole country.
You can teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
Come on, he's got
Buy
an
the
alien
brown
horror in his
soda.
head.
Right?
Just say the words, take the reins, and it's yours. Who else has the strength to combat what's happening all across Europe and Asia right now? People need leadership, and you are a leader. We are a leader.
Gene gets his comm out and makes it, reaches out to Night Night and says, I need you by my side immediately. And starts to walk to the podium.
Night Night, not very far away because he was running towards the combat, like any good hero should. Makes his way up to, what's up, Generator?
Remember all those things that we were talking about in the guard?
Yeah.
Remember when we dared to dream? Remember when this was new?
Yeah, the good old days.
Good old days. How would you like to be instrumental in creating the new good old days?
Hell yeah, I would.
How would you like to take that armor off and put on a different outfit?
What you thinking?
There's a lot of crazy shit going on, as you can see by what's evidenced just happened behind us. And I don't need to be I was already in the chair. I did that. I did a good job. But I think sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth. How would you like a crack at it?
Ooh. You gonna be there with me?
Looks at the comms like we might be on speed dial with each other.
You hear Eddie say, yes, be the man behind the power. You see at your feet, there's a cable for the microphone that the president had taken with him into the water. Running down to the edge. You imagine you could tug on it and get that microphone back. Hopefully it'll still work.
I'll put in some rice, it'll be fine.
He reaches down, grabs the mic, shakes excess something off of it. Taps it the way he knows he shouldn't, but he's going to anyway.
Tap, tap.
Yeah.
And everybody falls quiet.
Turns towards Knight's like, I know you've got it in you. You've got ideas. You've got heart, actual heart. All you need is a good support structure and a solid defense. You ready to get in there and actually right some wrongs?
He looks back at the podium, looks back at you, reaches up, pulls his helmet off, puts it under his arm, and holds out his hand.
Dean postures himself so that he's facing the crowd, microphone in hand, and as he goes to shake it, announces, citizens of America, what has happened here today can only be considered a travesty. But the travesty of today has no match for our night of tomorrow. If not for the decision-making, foresight, and action of this man, today would have gone much differently. Ladies and gentlemen, the hero of our Independence Day and the hero of our nation, our day and your night. Hands him the microphone.
That's how we end tonight.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, that was a special one-shot Powers That Be returning to the city of Excelsior for the episode we are calling 250 for reasons that should be obvious. We're going to get out of here. We're going to take a quick break, then come back and do our after show, which will be up at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Tuesday the 7th, as usual. As I said, we're going to be taking a few weeks break. We will be back in August 17th for, hopefully, anyway, for episode 1 of season 3 of Echoes of the Undying, which already has the tentative title of What You Leave Behind. But in the meantime, for Patrick, ECAT, Matt, Julie, and Ray, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everyone.